Good morning. This is Pastor JJ, starting off the final week of our Lenten reflections each day on Facebook and YouTube. We are so grateful that we've been able to travel this journey together. And so this morning I'm just going to read a passage here, or a section of a book called Selling Water by the River by Shane Hips. And so just something for you to reflect upon as we go throughout and begin this week together. Comes in a section of the book called Believing to Knowing. Another way to describe this is to observe the difference between believing and knowing. Believing is about what we think. Knowing is about our experience. A belief is an idea, a conviction, or a rule that may or may not be universally true. Beliefs are faith-based assumptions which may be subject to change. We develop or adopt a belief either because someone we trust tells us to, or the Bible seems to say it, or reason supports it. But until we've experienced it, it remains only a possibility, a speculation. Possibilities should be held with an open hand, perhaps with some humility and even humor. Who knows, we might be wrong about what we believe. But knowing is different. Knowing is not an idea, it is an experience. If someone pinches me, I don't believe they pinched me, I know it. I experienced it. It doesn't reside in my head, it's in my body, no debate. If believing is the map, then knowing is the territory. If believing is the menu, then knowing is the meal. And the point of life with God is ultimately to enjoy the meal, not just pursue the menu. Things happen in life that can change what we believe. We encounter a missing lake and are forced to correct our map or find a newer one. This can be an unnerving process, mostly because we have become very dependent on our maps. Excuse me. However, it's not as strange as it seems. If you could go back in time and have a conversation with yourself when you were 10, 15, or 20 years younger, would you be talking to someone who shares your exact same beliefs or worldview? Or have you shifted, grown, deepened, and expanded? Have you always believed everything you believe right now in exactly the same way? Or has it changed? Over time, and through our life experiences, we often learn to amend our understanding of life. The more we experience in life, the more we are able to alter the maps to more accurately reflect what we come to know. One of the greatest gifts of knowing or experiencing something directly is that we no longer have to think about it or debate it. It just is. This brings a measure of peace, clarity, and even humble certainty. It is better to know than to believe. It is better to move from merely thinking about God in right ways to experiencing God deeply and directly. The living water that Jesus promised must be known, experienced. Nothing is wrong with believing, but to assume that belief is all we need is about as useful as looking at a menu and claiming it's good as eating the meal. Religion directs our attention to the menu, but we will find Christ in the kitchen. Knowing is powerful. Sometimes it can cause us to rethink our beliefs about God, but it can work in the opposite direction too. Sometimes we may have a belief about God, but have yet to experience it. When we do finally experience it, the belief essentially disappears. In a sense, it is no longer necessary. The intellectual speculation is replaced with a deep and humble knowing. So this week we are in Holy Week. We're beginning our time of Holy Week. And I pray that as we go throughout this week and as we experience Maundy Thursday service and experience Good Friday service together and ultimately Easter Sunday, I pray that God would speak to you, that you would experience God through the story and through the ways in which he's been at work in your life for so long, even before you were born. And so I pray that you would experience God in a new way this week, and that you might share that love with the others around you, with your neighbors, with your coworkers, with your church community and church family. I hope that you have a good Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow.